Hello, welcome to RoboPie, Robotics, Perceptrons, Semantic AI, Conceptual RI.
Introduction to eSpeak. eSpeak is a digital voice TTS, or text-to-speech synthesizer. eSpeak uses foamies to create the speech. eSpeak is free from any internet dependencies. eSpeak runs entirely on the local machine offline and is perfect for single board computers like Raspberry Pi or Jetson Nano, etc. eSpeak provides fast response with limited resources. There is an upgraded version of eSpeak called eSpeak NG. The NG stands for Next Generation. I really don't know much about eSpeak NG. I did try it and I had problems with it, so I went back to eSpeak. However, it might be important to know that files used in eSpeak are upward compatible with eSpeak NG. In other words, anything you do in eSpeak you can use in eSpeak NG. However, it's not the other way around. Files in eSpeak NG are not backward compatible with eSpeak. Voices in eSpeak. Standard eSpeak voices are very robotic. However, eSpeak allows for some voice modifications. Voices can be vastly improved using MRBOLA voices. MRBOLA stands for Multi-Band Resynthesis Overlap Add. That is the algorithm that is used to create the voice. You don't need to know anything about that, but that's what it means in case you're interested in looking into it. MRBOLA is also the name of software which we will be downloading called MRBOLA.exe. We need that in order to use the MRBOLA voices. MRBOLA voices sound closer to human speech, and MRBOLA voices can also be modified in many ways. eSpeak uses voice files which we can create and modify, and we'll see that as we move forward. eSpeak language dictionaries. eSpeak uses language dictionaries that can be easily modified. eSpeak comes with dictionaries for many different languages. A language dictionary requires two source text files, a grammar rules file and a vocabulary list file. These files are then compiled into a binary dictionary which is used by the eSpeak program. eSpeak can be used with either one or both of these files. You need to create both files in order to compile them, but one of the files could actually be empty. The grammar rules file will allow eSpeak to create words using foamies, and just any words at all. So it can speak with just the grammar rules file. The vocabulary list file lists foamies for specific words. So if you have certain ways that you want specific words to be pronounced, you can put them in the vocabulary list. eSpeak will look in the vocabulary list first. If it finds the word in there, it will use that. And if not, then it will go to the grammar rules and it will construct the word based on how it is spelled. There is also an eSpeakedit software. There is an additional program called eSpeakedit. eSpeakedit is used to create word-to-foamy translations. eSpeakedit appears to have quite a bit of functionality, although I'm not real familiar with it. I'll show a few simple things with it. In this series of videos, we'll use it very briefly. If you are familiar with eSpeakedit, please share your knowledge in the comments. Okay, we're on a Raspberry Pi, and I already have 3 windows open here that we will look at. The first one is you go to the web and you type in espeak.sourceforge.net.
Now we'll bring you to this page. This page is the eSpeak page. And it tells you here about eSpeak. We've already had the introduction. You can also click on Documents over here, and when you do that, you'll have options to read about the voice files, the MBROLA files, the dictionary, how to add a language, some stuff about foamies, and so on and so forth. All this documentation will be downloaded when you download these, so you don't need to worry about that. Here you want to click on this download, and when you go to the downloads page for the Raspberry Pi, we're going to want to get the eSpeak version 1.48.04 source zip file. Make sure this is for the Linux. This is at 32 bits. It's a 2.8 megabyte download. I've already downloaded it, so I'm not going to bother doing that. And you're also going to scroll down to the eSpeak program and the foamy data. You want to get this all. This comes all in one package. Make sure you get the one for Linux, and it's 7.2 megabytes. You want to download that. So those two files, the source file and the espeakedit. And once you download those two, they should go to your downloads folder. So we no longer need this. I can go to the downloads folder, and there they are. I've already downloaded them. I'm going to open up a new folder here. Now this is the home folder. We want to create a new folder in our home folder. I'm going to call mine es-files for eSpeak files. Click OK, and here it is. Now, what we want to do now is we want to go to our downloads folder, and we want to take eSpeak source, and we want to say extract to, and we want to extract it to, we'll click on this little folder here, and we want to go to our home, and we want to go to ES files. That's where we want to extract it to, and we'll click open, and that's where we're going to do it. Everything else you could just leave it as is, and click on extract, and it did it that quickly. Now we're going to do the same thing with the other file here, for the espeakedit, extract to, and click on the little folder, go to home, eSpeak files, double click, say open, and I guess I didn't need to double click here. Okay, now we have extract that. Okay, these two files then can be erased, or you could save them if you want to anywhere. I'm just going to delete them to the trash can, and that's that. We can close this downloads folder, and in our home folder in that ES files we have these two folders that have been extracted. I'm going to rename the eSpeak folder to just really simply ES-source. ES-source. This is just a folder. So that's the eSpeak source code, and then this one I'm just going to rename it to ES-edit for eSpeakedit. It just makes it easier to look at these. Okay, so we have the ES files, and inside there we have ES-edit and ES-source. In the ES source file we have all these files. The dict source is what we're going to need this for. We also need it for eSpeakedit. We supposedly could compile this from here, but I've tried that and it didn't work very well, so I'm not going to install it from here, but we wanted these other files. The ES-edit, again, we're going to need this PH source file. again, we could install eSpeak from here, but we're not going to do it that way. We just downloaded this to get this PH source file. And the documents that I mentioned before, they're all in here. These are the same documents I showed you on that web page. You have the voices and MRBOLA voices and all that stuff. This tells you all about eSpeak. So they're right here in this folder, in this ESEdit folder. So there, we're all downloaded. Now we're going to install the program. And to do that, we need to open up a terminal. So first, we can go ahead and close this out. Okay, we need to install eSpeak. We're going to do it from a command line. So we do a Control-Alt-T and open up a terminal, or however you like to open your terminal. And we're going to make sure that you're in your home directory, the little tilde here before the $sign. And then we're going to type in sudo apt-get install eSpeak. That's simple. Now you might wonder, why couldn't we have just done this the first time? Well, the reason we downloaded those other files was because they contain special files that we will not get when we install it this way. But let's see if this installs. Enter. It's going, and it's doing it. It's going to take 2 megabytes of memory. I'm going to say yes. Now, like I say, we had already downloaded this. And we could have made it from those files we had downloaded, but I had trouble doing that, so I'm doing it this way. And we'll see where we're at. Okay, it should be installed. Now, if you have a sound system on your Raspberry Pi, I have USB speakers connected, but you have to have your sound system, however it is connected, on your Raspberry Pi. And now, if we type eSpeak, and we type it correctly, and then a space, a quote, and then hello from eSpeak. Okay, and if we enter that, it should speak to us.
Hello from eSpeak.
It worked. At least it did on my computer. Now, but I hope you heard that. Press the up arrow and you'll get that back, and you can just enter it again and listen one more time.
Hello from eSpeak.
Okay. So it's working. And that's the voice that we hear.
Hello from eSpeak.
That's the standard voice setup, the way it comes. The next thing we'd like to do is just type in eSpeak and then do an -H. And this will give you the help menu for eSpeak. I'm going to scroll up to the top of this where we did it here. Okay, we have the installed. It's 1.48.03. That's the same thing that folder we downloaded. And we have all these options here. The -H is the help, of course. We can use -F to do a text file, and so on. I'm not going to go through all of these, but I will go through a few of them. Let's try, first of all, changing the speed. Here it is here. -S, and then you give an integer, and it will be the speed in words per minute from 80 to 450. The default is 175, so that's what it's speaking right now at 175. And we have a range from 80 to 450 from the command line. Actually, when we go into modifying voice files, we'll have a much greater range than this. But let's just go down here to the prompt and type in eSpeak-S for the speed. We'll give it the speed. We'll give it a speed of 450. I think that said it was the maximum. And then we'll say, hello from eSpeak.
Hello from eSpeak.
See, that spoke so fast, you couldn't even hear what it said.
Hello from eSpeak.
Hello from eSpeak. So let's turn it down a little bit. Maybe 350.
Hello from eSpeak.
Still going too fast. So we'll try 250.
Hello from eSpeak.
That, now you can hear what he says there,
Hello from eSpeak.
but it's really fast. The 175 was the default. So this should be what it was originally.
Hello from eSpeak.
That's how he normally talks. And we can turn it clear down to 80, a speed of 80.
Hello from eSpeak.
So you can turn them way down if you want. You can even go slower than that in the other way. Another feature we have is pitch. Well, before I do it here, let's go back to the help menu and look what it says about the pitch. The pitch, here it is here. -P and then an integer, and the integer is from 0 to 99 where the default is 50. This is a pitch adjustment. It will adjust the frequency, and the idea being that the higher frequency is supposed to be female and the lower frequency is supposed to be male. So supposedly we have a range from 0 to 99 here. So let's go try that out. eSpeak-P. It didn't say what the, did it say what the mean was? The default. Hello from eSpeak. Probably have it say something else for change.
Hello from eSpeak.
Okay, that 50 must be pretty much the default. Let's try 0 and see what happens.
Hello from eSpeak.
Real low pitch voice.
Hello from eSpeak.
Okay, and if we go to, let's try 100.
Hello from eSpeak.
See, it's getting up there. Let's try 150. I think 175 is a good one for a female voice.
Hello from eSpeak.
It's kind of like female-ish, but it's really the same voice. It's just a higher pitch. When we get into MBROLA voices, we'll have much better voices. Let's try just 200, and then we'll quit with this.
Hello from eSpeak.
Okay. Anyway, so you can control the pitch. Let's take a look at some other help issues. H. What else can we look at real quick? We did speed, we did pitch. You can change the voice. I'm not going to do that here because they really don't have a lot of voice changes that come standard with eSpeak. Amplitude, here you can use an A to change the volume. This is like the volume from 0 to 200. The default is 100. Now you can go through here and look at one. G is kind of an interesting one. It's the gap between words. The gap between words. And it's the standard unit. The default is 10 milliseconds. So it's in units of milliseconds. It's in units of 10 milliseconds. So you can change the gap between words. Let's go ahead and try that just for fun. eSpeak G. Hello from eSpeak. I'm not very creative today. Oh, we forgot. We have to give it a number. 50. Boy, that's 50 milliseconds.
Hello from eSpeak.
See the big pause between the words. That was actually 50 times 10 milliseconds. It'd be 500 milliseconds between words. Notice that this doesn't have anything at all to do with how fast he's speaking. So you can also change the speed to, let's change the speed to, what was the lowest speed was 80, I think.
Hello from eSpeak.
See, there we had changed, whoops. There we had changed both the speed and the gap between the words. So you can change the speed, the gap, the frequency, and all the, you can make as many of these as you want, you have to put all these parameters before the text that you want it to speak. Okay, let's try one more. Let's take a look at some other things here. Let's go back to the eSpeak-help. The other one, a file. Okay, the F is a text file that it's going to speak. Now let's do that. Okay, we're in our home directory, so let's go to our home directory. We're in the home directory here. I'm going to make a text file. What do I do? New file. I'm going to call it text.text. How's that? For creative. Being creative today. Here it is here. Okay, we're going to, let's do this. Hello. I think commas will give you a little space too. I'm not sure. Hello. This is eSpeak reading from your text file. Okay. Let's save that. And now it's in our home directory. That's where it has to be for now. And it's called text.text. Let's go back to here. Now we want to do eSpeak-f and then the name of the file. Text.text.
Hello, this is eSpeak reading from your text file.
See, it's reading from that text file. Do it again.
Hello, this is eSpeak reading from your text file.
And if we wanted to slow it down, we could, I think, do it back here. Dot speed 80.
Hello, this is eSpeak reading from your text file.
So now we have it reading from a text file at a slower speed. So you can combine all these things. There's one more thing I'd want to show you before we're done with the help. So let's go back to the help. And the one more thing is the wave. Right here, the W. -W and then a wave file name. This will write the speech to this wave file rather than speaking it directly. It has to be a wave file. So what we're going to do, go down here and we're going to say eSpeak-W. That means we're going to write out to a wave file. We have to give it the name of the wave file. Let's call it wave.wave. Boy, am I being creative today. And then we also have to give it something to speak. Hello, this is eSpeak making a file. You didn't hear anything, right? That's because it didn't say it. It made this file. If we go to our home directory, we should find that file, and there it is, wave file. If we play this file...
Hello, this is eSpeak making a file.
See? I'm going to play it again.
Hello, this is eSpeak making a file.
So now we have eSpeak making files, audio files. And we can do the same thing. If we go back, we can put any other parameters. Let's put a speed of 80. It's going to be real slow. I'm going to put a gap of 3. That's 30 milliseconds between words. So we're putting in these parameters. We're going to make a wave file, the same wave file. Enter. It rewrote over top of the same wave file. It doesn't warn you that it's going to do that.
Hello, this is eSpeak making a file.
Didn't seem to make very big gaps, did it? But it did slow down. Let's go back and make the gaps a little bigger. Oh, okay. Put the gap at 30. That'll be 300 milliseconds between words, I guess. Enter. There, it rewrote the file again. We'll go back, wave file, play it.
Hello. This is eSpeak making a file.
So you can control everything as you put it out to either the speakers or a file. So we can go both ways. We can write text and we can have the eSpeak speak the text. We can give the give it speech and have it make a file. I just now thought of something. I wonder if you can give it a text file to make into a WAV file. Let's just see if they can do this. It might crash. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to get rid of all this stuff. We're going to have it speak regular and make a WAV file, and we're going to have it, instead of speaking this sentence, we're going to have it speak from a file. That's a -f, and the file we're going to have it make it speak from is text.txt. So now it's going to take this text file and say it into that WAV file, hopefully. See if it works. Yep, seemed to work. Now, if we go back, this WAV file should say whatever was in that text file.
Hello, this is eSpeak reading from your text file.
Yep, that's worked. So you can even have it automatically take from a text file and put it right into a WAV file. So it has a lot of capabilities here, just from the command line. Okay, so that's a brief introduction to the command line, and I'm probably making you sick here with all that scrolling around. And we're installed. Now, there's one more thing we want to do. We'll close out of here. I'm just going to delete both of these files. We don't need them anymore. Yes, get rid of those. Now, where were we at? We had ES files. Okay, we'll go into this. I'm going to open this in a new window because I want to keep my original window open. This is my home folder here, and this is the ES files. I'm going to go to ES source, and in here, in this ES source that we had downloaded earlier, there's a file called eSpeakedit. We want to take this file and copy it or move it. You can move it over here to the home file. It has to be in the home folder. Now the reason it has to be in the home folder, eSpeak will look into the home folder to see if this eSpeak data file is in here. If it is, it will use it. Otherwise, it will go off and use the one that it had buried in the other file directory. I could actually show you where that is, I suppose. I think it's in user library, and you have to go to ARM, Linux, GNU, bin, whatever this is, this big thing here. You have to go to that one, and it should be in here. Here it is here, eSpeak data. It would use this one if it doesn't find the one in your home page, in your home file. But we want it to use the one in the home, because the one in the home, and we can modify. This eSpeak data folder contains voices and MBROLA voices. Well, even though it has MBROLA voices, it can't speak them yet because we didn't install MBROLA yet. But here's the voices. And we don't have a lot of voices here. We're currently using this ENUS, I think, is the here's the default one. If you click on these, they'll open up. They're just text files. Language is English. Name is default. Gender is male. USN. This one has a lot more in it. We'll get into this later. But these are the voice files. We'll need to learn how to modify these voice files. So you want to have this eSpeak data folder in your home folder. And we got it from ES files, ES source. It was in here and we moved it over to the home folder. So we want to have that there because we're going to be modifying these voices at a later date. Now, let's install MBROLA and hear what an MBROLA voice sounds like. Okay, now we're going to install the MBROLA voices. This is a bit more complicated than installing eSpeak. The MBROLA voices are just the voices. They are not a text-to-speech synthesizer. So you need eSpeak to use the MBROLA voices. So to install these, I'm going to use my notes here. The first thing we need to do is a sudo apt-get install git make gcc. I'm going to copy that. If I can do that, copy. And I'm going to open a terminal. And I'm just going to paste it. Sudo apt-get install git make gcc. This should already be installed on my system. Yes, it's already installed, so it didn't have to do anything. So that's already done. Go back here. Now from GitHub, we're going to get this. Git clone at this address, github.com, mkdir/MBROLA.get. And I'll show you what that page looks like. If you look at it here, Numedia, I don't know how they pronounce this, mkdir MBROLA. You want to clone this page. If you clicked on this, you could also get that address right here. This is what you're going to clone. And it's going to contain all of this stuff. And down here there's a README file. And you can read through this if you like. And it tells you all about MBROLA. I'm not going to go through that here. We'll just go ahead and install it. I'm going back over to my notes. And I'm going to grab this. And hopefully I'll remember to put this in the description below the video. Say copy this. And we'll come over to our terminal. Let's do a clear. And paste it in the top. Paste. Git clone https://github.com/mkdir/MBROLA.get. Enter. And that's cloning it. Well, that's going to take a little time. Oh, it didn't take time at all. Okay, next, what do we have to do next? We go back to the notes. We're going to change the directory to MBROLA. I believe this put this in our home folder. MBROLA, yeah, it created a directory called MBROLA in the home folder. It did that when it cloned it. In fact, I probably should have told you that when you clone this, make sure that you're in your home directory when you clone it, because it's going to clone it to wherever you were when you put that command in there. If you cloned it in the wrong place, no problem. Just delete it from there and re-clone it again in your home directory. Where were we now? Back to the notes. We're going to change the directory to that. So we go over to the terminal. Change directory to MBROLA, it's all caps, MBROLA. There we go. List. Oh, that can't be all caps. Oh, how come it didn't go away? There we go. So there's a bunch of stuff in there already. And what do we do next? We just make it. So we come back over, make sure you're in that directory, the MBROLA directory. And you just type in make. Enter. Now you're going to get warnings here. Don't worry about warnings. Warnings don't mean anything. It's only if you get some kind of nasty errors that you need to worry. So I believe we're installed, or let's see. Back to the notes. Oh, we've made it. Now we have to install it. To install it, we want to say sudo copy bin MBROLA to /user bin MBROLA. So that's how you install it. So we'll just copy that. Something wrong with my mouse here. Copy. Back over to the terminal. I'm going to clear the screen just for clarity. And we're going to paste this command in. Sudo copy bin MBROLA to user bin MBROLA. Make sure you have that capital B on bin. And enter that. And that should have copied it. What do we do next? Go back to the notes. Now we have to make a directory in the /user share MBROLA. And we're going to, after we make this directory, we need to make some more directories, but let's make this directory. Copy this, back over here, paste it, and enter. We just made that directory. Now we're going to make 3 more directories, and before I make them, I want to show you why we're making them. Let's go back. Let's go back to my notes first. You need to copy the voices that you want from this website, and it's basically the same. We're going back over to the web. It's basically this mkdir MBROLA -voices. I have it open right here, -voices. And when you come down here, you'll see the MBROLA voices database. And under that, they have all these voices in all these different languages. So you can choose the language you want. They have a ton of languages. Spanish, French, Hebrew, Greek, Hungarian, Iranian, Italian, Japanese. I'm going all the way to the bottom. I'm going to get American English. And they have 1 female and 2 males. I'm going to get all 3 of these, US 1, US 2, and US 3. Now, I'm just going to download these to my downloads folder. I've already done that. You just click on these and they'll download to your downloads folder, or whatever language you want to use. Now, whatever language you used here, you need to remember how it says it here, because you need to make a directory for each language that is exactly the same as the name of the language. So we're going to need to make a directory US 1, US 2, and US 3 if you want these 3 voices. Okay, we're going to open up a folder in the file manager, and this is in the home folder. We're going to open up our downloads folder, and this should have the 3 voices that we downloaded. And we're going to open up another folder here. We're going to have file system root. We want user share /MBROLA. Okay, that's the directory we just made. And we need to get these over into there. Not into this directory. No, that's not right. We need to create a new folder in here called US1. And this is not going to work. Okay. You see, I have permission denied. Now, I would like to ask if any geniuses out there know how to create a folder in a root directory. In other words, how do we make the file manager sudo? In the meantime, I don't know how to do that. So what I need to do, I need to create 3 directories in here. I'm going to have to do it from the terminal. I'm going to go to Tools, Open Current Folder in Terminal. And notice I have user share MBROLA. I'm in this folder here. I'm going to say sudo mkdir, make directory, US1. Enter. And there it is. It's there. Now we're going to do an up arrow and change that to a 2. Enter. That's the next one. Up arrow, change it to a 3. Enter. That's the third one. So we have the 3 folders. Now we can close this terminal. Now we want to put US1 into US1 and US2 into US2 and so forth. If we open up US1, we take US1 from here and bring it over there and hold down the control key to add it. And again, we get it couldn't do it because what? Permission denied. Again, you can't do this because you don't have permission. So we have to use a terminal from here. We open the terminal in the Downloads directory. Notice we have Downloads now. And now we want to move these over into those respective directories. So I'm going to say sudo move US1, and it's going to, in fact, you could just copy this address right here. Whoop, I didn't mean to do that. Can I do an undo? No. How did I lose that? Oh, back up one. Here we go. We want to copy this address, copy it, and paste it here. I could have just typed that in. And then /US1. So we want to move this file here, this US1 file. We want to move it into this folder right here. User share MBROLA US1. Enter. It moved it. If we look in there, it'll be there. There it is. Now we want to move into US2, so we come back down to the terminal. Up arrow. Have to be on that terminal window. Up arrow. Change this to a 2. Come back here and change this to a 2. Say enter. And then up arrow. Change this to a 3. And change this to a 3. Enter. Okay, they're all gone from the Downloads folder, and there's one in US2 is in US2, and US3 is in US3. So there we did it. Okay. So that's what we had to do. We had to get those voices in these user share MBROLA folders. Every folder has to have the same name as the voice. So now we can actually use them. And now, let's see if we can use one of those voices. eSpeak. Hello from eSpeak. Back to my original thing.
Hello from eSpeak.
Okay, and that used the original voice. Now we're going to up arrow eSpeak dash voice V allows you to change the voice. We're going to say MB dash US1. This should be a female voice, MBROLA voice.
Hello from eSpeak.
Yeah, that was a female MBROLA voice. Let's hear it again.
Hello from eSpeak.
And we'll be able to modify that a lot. Now let's try US2.
Hello from eSpeak.
That's a male voice. And let's try US3.
Hello from eSpeak.
It sounded a little bit different, but there's very slight differences between those two. We can modify these voices, and we will modify them. So we have the voices, the MBROLA voices installed, and they're working. Okay, the last thing we want to install is eSpeakedit. So we'll open up a terminal window, Control-Alt-T, make sure you're in the home directory, and it should be as easy as sudo apt-get install eSpeakedit, all one word. I think that's going to work. Enter. Oh, look at that. It's going to take 2 megabytes of memory. Say yes. Go ahead and do it. And we're going to install this. Boy, that looks like it's easy. Takes a little while to get through all its triggers. There, we're done. Now, if we simply type in eSpeakedit, whoop, all one word. That would be all one word. eSpeakedit. Yep, there it is. That's the program. This is eSpeakedit. We're going to look at this later, but before we go, I just closed it there. I'm going to close out of this window. We don't want to have to run it from here. It should now be on our menu on the desktop under Sound and Video. Yeah, there it is, eSpeakedit. First thing I'm going to do is go to Properties. I'm going to click on the icon. I don't like the icon it has, so I'm going to change the icon. I'm going to use this little guy, this little face here. Click on that, say OK. That'll make that there. And I'll say OK. Now it should have that. It does. And now I want to put this up on my menu bar. I like to do this. You'll have to put up with me doing this. Panel settings. Panel applets. It's the first one. Preferences. I want to put it, where do I want to put it? Right between here. First of all, we got to get it. Where did I say it was? Sound and Video. It should be in Sound and Video. Here it is, eSpeak. Add it, and then click on it here. Move it up to where I want it. You can see it moving up here. See how it moves along the thing up above there. I want it right here. Close. Close, and there we go. Now I click on that, I get eSpeakedit. Okay, so now we're ready. I'm not going to tell you how to use eSpeakedit yet. We just have it installed. We're done with the installation. We can move on to bigger and better things. In the next video, we're going to be looking at getting this all running from Python.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And if you can help, please support the channel. Thank you.